Hey, Don here. We're going to unload the truck, bring it into the casino. We got a show for a comedian tonight. This load-in is really nice. I can back the truck right into their overhead door and just roll things in and put it in place. They always give us hands to help out. And we do have to set up sound, and we have to do some lighting. The downstage truss will be rigged to the fly points in the ceiling. The upstage or backlight, there's no fly points for that, so we'll have to use some ground support stands to get those up in the air. Like I said, they always give us some great hands to get this stuff in and start putting stuff together. But I got this stuff in, and now I'm going to head out to the front of house and start getting some of that stuff in place. Austin's out there helping me, and it's only the second time he's ever helped, so he's a little bit new at doing this. So he's a good hard worker, really knows how to help. So just getting things pretty close to where we're going, and then we're going to head up front again. We're going to go up here. Hey, we're moving. This is one of our trunks where the motors are in. We do keep our rigging supplies and extra cables for like the subs and the fly rigging hardware for the line arrays. That's better.
Yeah. Alright, do we need to hook power up to it? Do we need any?
Yeah, I threw the cable there, so. Yeah, alright, let's go. When we rig these, we use their lift, and up in the ceiling we do have beam clamps that we put in a long time ago. Stand back. Oh, crap, I need a little more slack.
Gotcha.
Got it. That'll work. It was a little too dark to bring you guys up there to see anything, but we do have the beam clamps up there. They're rated for a couple tons. The motor is a 1-ton motor, and at best we're lifting maybe 600 to 800 pounds on each one of these, so everything is overkill. And so we feel safe with everything, and right now they're finishing putting up that final piece of truss so we can get the motor situated and then get it rigged with some lifting straps. And I'll talk a little bit about that here because there's a special way that we like to do it. One of the things that you have to do when you're doing straps for trussing is you have to wrap around like I'm doing right now. Because if you don't, then it's very easy. If the truss has weight on one side or the other, it'll twist. And that one extra wrap will do a good job. If I remember right, this bag caused it to tilt one way or the other. So I'm thinking maybe we do it this way. Put the bag down in here.
That would work.
See if that'll fit.
Ooh. It's a tight fit. That work?
This is where Landon smushed my hand, so I had to give him a little hard time about that. There's one. Okay. All right, go ahead and take the weight off of it. That works. Just leave it there for now. All right, let's go over to the other side. I always tell people to stand back when I pull that chain loose. If that hook ever fell, that'd be pretty dangerous. Okay, we're done with this until it's time to focus light. Okay, so we got the downstage truss all rigged, and they're starting to put lights on that, so I came back out to front of house to set up the extra equipment here. This is the rack that I'm uncasing here. It has our media player in it. It also has an interface and all the stuff I need for doing room analysis work. And we power up our system. We've got a power con set up, and I've got extra length of cables and a breakout box. So if I ever have like extra guest audio engineers or lighting directors, we can get their equipment plugged in. And I'm using this on this setup because my power is all the way over to the wall, so we're going to use it to extend the length of the cables to get power. And you can see I've got a couple of quad boxes mounted right into the doghouse by the mixer there. And the rack gets hooked into it, and the light control rack, which is on the left-hand side of the console where I'm standing right now, that'll get plugged into there as well. So that's what I'm doing right now, is getting all the power hooked up. Then what I normally do next is start getting, like right now I'm grabbing the router, which we use for wireless control. This is the Presonus 64S console, and the router gets hooked into the control network port, and that gives us wireless control. And now I'm actually, what's great with the casino here, they actually have 2 network lines running from front of house position all the way up to the behind the stage. So I just need a little jumper to go from the AVB network from the mixer into their first line, and then eventually the other line will get used by light control. We can send 4 universes of information through a network line, so that's what we use. Now here I'm taking the lids off of the light control rack. We use the American DJ Link controller. We like it because it gives us 4 universes of control over 1 network line, and it's affordable. It's pretty robust, and for the price it really does a great job. Power from there gets hooked into the doghouse from the mixer. There's the network breakout box right there. And it also, you need an iPad to run it, so there's the charger for the iPad once we get that going. And now everything is pretty much ready to go, so I'm going to neaten things up. We like to cover up the back of the racks, make it look as nice as we can. And now that I've got this kind of ready to go, I'm going to go give them a hand with the rest of the line arrays up front. So what I'm setting up now is display angle on these speakers. So all of these are 0.5 degrees, so all I got to do is just loosen them all up, slip them up to that. I can take that out, and now if I bring it up, they'll start opening up. Let me talk about these power cables. I had a hard time finding a cable that would fit in the connectors, and so I found an extension cord that was 12 gauge, and they fit into the connectors, and that's why it's yellow. Okay, we're just going to clean up this rack. We can't put all of them up because I didn't want to tilt the trussing too far on one side. So we're going to go over to the other side here and get the top 4. Same thing as before, set the display angles, hook all the cabling up, get the lid off, and that way we can get the whole thing ready to go. And as long as the lights are kind of where they need to be pointed for as a starting point, and we can go up in the air a little higher and get start working on the second set of 4 to get them hooked on beneath here. These work great. You just hook the fronts up, and then the weirdest part is you got to lower it down so you can hook that up. And as long as you get the display angles on these, I don't remember the degrees that we set, but the bottom 3 boxes end up to curve in a little bit. And now we're back to the other side, and we're getting that side set up just like we did before. And once we get it all hooked up, then we can bring it up in the air and get the rest of the cabling hooked up and run where it needs to go. Here I set the camera out front so you could kind of see both how we raise the front up, and like I said before, the upstage trussing is on ground support stands, so they have to crank those up. And now we've just got it at a point where we can get the rest of the cables that go into the bottom box, the network cable, the audio cable, all have to get hooked up and then run to wherever they get hooked up. Oh, they're going to bring up the upstage truss here. Guess they're ready for that. Now I'm unracking the stage box rack. All right, so my setup right now, I'm using 3 of the 16 by 8s, okay? I have when we run our power out to the front, I have a power con here that I tie into, and then here are my network lines. One that goes to the front of the house, and if we set up a monitor console, then I have network to that. So also in this rack, a Furman Power distro, but we also have one of the Sennheiser G4 in-ear rigs, just in case we get somebody that theirs fails and we need one. So I do that. Let me show you what's in the back here. All right, in the back I have a multiple outlet strip. That's a really cool thing I found. If I can find that again online, I'll put a link to it in the description. But we have 3 drawers. This one is our in-ear monitor rig and a couple network things. We got like couplers, and it is the dual Sennheiser in-ear rig. JBL router, which we can get out. So this is so we can communicate wirelessly to the JBL line arrays. And then down here, Ethernet cables. So we have to do a hard line over to each speaker. So let me get that all hooked up. Okay, here I put the camera back in the back of the room, and what we're doing right now is running the network lines and the audio lines from the bottom boxes of each line array over to the router for the JBLs and also the stage box for the left and right feed. So once we get that done and cleaned up, then we can look at raising things up. So here's something that we started doing, and this is probably a trick most guys know. Piece of paracord, make a loop, okay? Then gather all the cables that are coming out of here, about 4 or 5 inches below the box. Wrap this around, put that kind of in the middle. Wrap it around a couple times. Tighten it up on itself. And then this bottom pin, just pull it in there. Okay, so now all the weight is off my cables. It's all being held right there. Now we're off to the other side. We're prepping it just the same way, and trying to get everything hooked up and putting the strain relief. It's a Prusik loop is what it's called, but we're getting it all ready to raise up in the air. So we'll set the camera out front so we can see that progress. So now to get our power tied in, we have to go back behind the stage in a hallway and get hooked into their electrical room. And so that's what we're looking at now. Our power drop cable, and I've already talked to them today. I might have got it on film when I was talking back here. But this is our feeder cable for our 50 amp distro. We do have a 3-phase. If we need extra power, we can bring that and tie it in. But the only thing using this one is we have to run the feeder cable all the way back here into this electric room, and it gets tied into a connector in here. This is single phase 220. These are 125 amp cam lock connectors. You always do the ground first, 180 degree turn, then the neutral. Once those are in place, you're safe to plug the 2 hot legs, the black and the red in this case. Okay? Okay, I have the stage right line arrays. I have the sub amp rack, and this is the front lights. Get those hooked into twist locks. And this is the stage left line arrays. Okay, and this one down here was we've only got 6 LED lights, so regular Edison extension cord to go feed those. Okay, this is a rack for Sub amps, we have Crown XTI 4000s. Okay, we're going to get the other cover off of this. This amp rack is just for the subs, and we're going to get it put up back here in the corner out of the way, and then start hooking up the sub speakers, the audio feed line, and the power to that, and then that stuff is ready to go. Hey, Don here. We're sitting back at Sound World and Lighting World. Land is over on the light controls. Get a little shot of that?
Yeah.
So we're all ready to go. Sound check was nothing. This is a pretty easy show, guys. Lighting is just wash the stage, and we have a follow spot that we're going to follow them around. Landon will be on those duties. And then there it is.
There it is, up there.
With the bracket that I built in the shop. So maybe I'll put a link to that video. I'm going to try to upload that this weekend. Doors are in about a half an hour here, so we had a little time to shoot another video. The Presonus 64, for pretty much every show that I've done, has been a great tool for us. About 25 minutes, doors will open, we'll play some music, and then we'll sit here for, I think, almost an hour before they actually come out. It's they got an hour between doors open and showtime. Yeah, just wanted to touch base here quick before, you know, we had to go to work, and kind of let you know things were ready to go. Sound check went. Her sound check was, walked up to the mic, said hello, and said it works. All right, that's all I'm going to talk about. We'll see you guys next time.